Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will see some questions based on limits, continuity, and differentiability. So, practice questions from 1 to 11. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So, let's start with question number 1. It says if limit we have to find limit extending to 0 mod x to the power greatest integer function of cos x, right? We have to find this limit. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Let's find left hand limit extending to 0 plus x to the power 0, right? Clear? Because see, when x is from 0 plus, you can see the graph of cos x. Graph of cos x is like this. Clear? This is 0. Clear? So limit extending to 0 plus is is less than 1, right? Is less than between 0 to 1, right? So greatest integer function of a thing which is 0 to 1 is basically 0, which is 1. And also limit extending to 0 minus, see, whatever be the value, the value is always between 0 to 1 because cos x, the value of cos x cannot go beyond 1, right? So the value is between 0 to 1. Clear? So limit extending to 0 minus x to the power 0, which is again 1. So left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So limit extending to 0 mod x to the power cos x, greatest function of cos x is equal to 1, right? So I think option A is the right choice. Clear? Now let's move to the next question. It says if function f is defined r from 0 to infinity be such that limit extending to 5 fx exists and limit extending to 5 fx square minus 9 upon root over mod of x minus 5 equal to 0, then limit extending to 5 fx is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. Given limit extending to 5 fx exists. So limit extending to 5 fx square minus 9 upon root over x minus 5 mod is equal to 0. This implies limit extending to 5 fx square minus 9 is equal to 0, right? So limit extending to 5 fx square is equal to 9. Therefore, limit extending to 5 fx can be 3 or minus 3. But function is defined from r to 0 to infinity. Therefore, range of fx is greater than equal to 3, greater than equal to 0. So this implies limit extending to 5 fx is equal to 3, right? So option A is right choice, 3. Clear? Okay, let's move to the next question, question number 3, which says if limit extending to infinity 2 by x, greatest integer function of x by 5, right, is equal to m by n, then m plus n is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, clearly, limit extending to infinity 2 by x, greatest integer function of x by 5 is equal to limit extending to infinity 2 by x. See, greatest integer function of something can be written as greatest integer function of x by 5 can be written as x by 5 minus fractional part of x by 5, right? Now, limit extending to infinity is basically 2 by x into x by 5 minus limit extending to infinity x by 5 is basically 0, right? So x and x will cancel out and answer will be 2 by 5 minus 0, which is 2 by 5. So m is equal to m by n. So m plus n is basically 2 plus 5, which is 7, right? So option B is the right choice, 7. Clear? Let's move to the next question, which says the value of constant alpha and beta such that limit extending to infinity x square plus 1 upon x plus 1 minus alpha x minus beta is equal to 0 are respectively. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Let's move to the solution part C. Limit extending to infinity x square plus 1 upon x plus 1 minus alpha x minus beta is equal to 0. So after adjusting this, you will get limit extending to infinity x square 1 minus alpha plus beta plus 1 minus beta upon x plus 1 is equal to 0. So 1 minus alpha is equal to 0 and alpha plus beta is equal to 0. After solving this, you will get alpha equal to 1 and beta is equal to minus 1, right? So I think option C is the right choice. 1 and minus 1. Next question is question number 5, which says limit n tending to infinity 3 into 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 4 into 5 to the power n plus 1 upon 5 into 2 to the power n plus 7 into 5 to the power n is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay. So clearly, limit n tending to infinity 3 into 2 to the power n plus 1 minus 4 into 5 to the power n plus 1 upon 5 into 2 to the power n plus 7 into 5 to the power n is equal to limit n tending to infinity. See, 2 to the power n plus 1 can be written as 2 into 2 to the power n, which is 3 into 2, which is 6 into 2 to the power n minus again 20 into 5 to the power n upon 5 into 2 to the power n plus 7 into 5 to the power n. Let's take 6 as common. So 2 by 5 to the power n minus 20 upon 5 into 2 by 5 to the power n plus 7. So this limit is 0 because see 2 by 5 is basically 2 by 5 to the power infinity is will be approaching to 0, right? Clear? So it is minus 20 upon 7. Clear? The answer is minus 20 upon 7. Option D is right choice. Minus 20 upon 7. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Question number 6, which says limit extending to infinity root over x plus root over x plus root over x minus root over x is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. We have to find limit extending to infinity root over x plus root over x plus root over x minus root over x, right? After rationalizing it, see, we have to rationalize this. Clear? So after rationalizing this, we will get limit. We will get C by multiplying and dividing with root over x plus root over x plus root over x plus root over x. So we have divided and multiplied by this. So we will get x plus root over x plus root over x, root over x plus root over x minus x, and x will cancel out upon. In the denominator, it is root over x plus root over x plus root over x plus root over x. This is equal to C root over x plus root over x, because x and x will cancel upon. In the denominator, which is root over x plus root over x plus root over x plus root over x. Let's take root over x as common, and from the numerator and the denominator, so it will cancel out, and in the numerator it will be root over 1 plus x to the power minus 1 by 2 upon. See, we have taken root over x as common, so root over 1 plus root over x to the power minus 1 plus x to the power minus 3 by 2 plus 1, right? So after putting limit extending to infinity, you will get it as C 1 in the numerator and in the denominator 1 plus 1, which is 2. Clear? So answer is 1 by 2. I think option B is right choice, 1 by 2. Clear? Let's move to the next question, question number 7, which says the value of limit n tending to infinity cos x by 2, cos x by 4 to cos x by 8 till cos x by 2 to the power n is. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. We know this result cos a into cos 2a into cos 4a till cos to the power 2n minus 1 a is equal to sin to the power 2n a upon 2 to the power n sin a. Take a is equal to x upon 2 to the power n, then cos x upon 2 to the power n into cos x upon 2 to the power n minus 1 till cos x by 4 into cos x by 2. So it can be written as sin. See, sin, we have taken x by 2 to the power n as a, so it is sin 2 to the power n into a, which is x by 2 to the power n. So 2 to the power n, 2 to the power n will be cancelled out. So it is sin x upon 2 to the power n, sin x by 2 to the power n. Therefore, limit extending to infinity cos x by 2 into cos x by 4 till cos x by 2 to the power n minus 1 till into cos x by 2 to the power n is equal to limit extending to infinity sin x upon 2 to the power n into sin x by 2 to the power n is equal to limit extending to infinity sin x upon x into x upon 2 to the power n upon sin x upon 2 to the power n, which is equal to sin x upon x. Clear? So you have to answer is sin x upon x. Option B is right choice. Okay. Let's move to the next question. Question number 8, which says if f is a periodic function, f is periodic with period t and f is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R, then limit n tending to infinity and f of x plus t plus 2 of f of x plus 2t till n times f of x plus nt upon f of x plus capital T plus 4 f of x plus 4t till n square f of x plus n square t is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. Clearly, f is periodic with period t, right? So clearly, f of x plus t is equal to f of x plus 2t, right? Is equal to f of x plus nt is equal to fx. Clear? Therefore, limit n tending to infinity n times f of x plus t plus 2 f of x plus 2t till n times f of x plus nt upon f of x plus t plus 4 f of x plus 4t till n square f of x plus x square t. So these are equal to fn. These are all equal to fn. So let's take fx as common. Fx common, so it will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 till n. And in the denominator, when we take fx as common, it is 1 plus 2 square plus 3 square till n square, right? So fx and fx will cancel out, right? Fx will be cancelled out with fx. Clear? So we will get n into n plus 1 by 2 upon n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6, which is equal to 3 by 2. Clear? Option C is right choice. Okay. Let's move to the next question, question number 9, which says limit x tending to 0, 1 minus cos 2x into cos 3 plus cos x upon x plus 4x, x tan 4x, right? So we have 10 seconds to do this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part C. We have limit extending to 0, 1 minus 2x, 1 minus cos 2x into 3 plus cos x upon x tan 4x. Limit x extending to 0, 1 minus cos 2x can be written as 2 sin square x into 3 plus cos 2x upon x into tan 4x upon 4x multiplied by 4x, right? So this will be equal to 1, right? So it can be written as limit extending to 0, 2 sin square x upon x square into limit extending to 0, 3 plus cos x upon 4 into 1 upon limit extending to 0, tan 4x upon 4x. So it is 2 into 4 upon 4. See, cos 0 is 1. So 3 plus 1, 4 upon 4 into this term is 1 and also this term is 1, right? So into 1. So answer is 2. As we know that limit extending to 0, sin theta upon theta is equal to 1 and also limit extending to 0, tan theta upon theta is 1, right? Clear? So let's move to the next question. Question number 10, it says, if limit extending to 0, a minus n, nx minus 10x sin nx upon x square is equal to 0, where n is non-zero real number, then a is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. Since limit extending to 0, a minus n into n minus 10x upon x. What we have done, we have taken 10x as common, right? Into sin nx upon x. Clear? So see, limit extending to 0, this term will be 1 and also this term will be 1, right? So it is a minus n into n minus 1 into n. Clear? It is nx into n, right? Therefore, it will be n. So a minus n into n should be equal to n, right? So a will be equal to n plus 1 by n. Clear? So I think D option is right choice. N plus 1 by n. Right. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 11, which says limit extending to 0 sine pi cos square x upon x square is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. See, limit extending to 0 sine pi cos square x upon x square is equal to limit extending to 0 sine pi minus pi sine square x upon x square, because we know that sine theta is equal to sine pi minus theta, right? Sine pi minus theta is equal to sine theta. And it can be written as sine x limit extending to 0 sine pi sine square x upon x square. Clear? Here cos square x is written as 1 minus sine square x, right? Now it is equal to limit extending to 0 sine pi sine square x upon pi sine square x into pi sine square x upon x square, right? Now it will be equal to, see, this term will be equal to 1 and this term will be equal to 1. Clear? Because we know that limit theta tending to 0 sine theta upon theta is equal to 1. So answer will be pi. Clear? Answer is pi. Okay. Thank you.